say this. I guess it all depends on how the friend is. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I can speak on my own situation because
Yeah.
I've been there. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I feel like, my friend is totally different. You know what I mean? I don't, and then, another friend that you got, you know, being flirty. You know what I mean? And I called that person out, which it was a female, and I called the husband out too. That's not going. I can't allow that in my house. No, we can't get down like that. So, so yeah. So in the beginning, because I've never been in a situation like that before, you know what I mean? So in the beginning, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? Well, first of all, it wasn't a friend. It was a sister. Let's get that correct. So, but what I'm saying is, so if you're so close with somebody and y'all call each other brothers and sisters, I'm thinking that y'all real brothers and sisters. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking that you're really blood. You know what I mean? But like technically, like a friend, I don't know because I thought it was like a real sister, in my situation. You know what I mean? And then my friend that I had was like, oh, hey homie, you know what I mean? It wasn't him coming over my house. You know what I mean? It wasn't him vacationing with us. You know what I'm saying? It was like we can all link up and have, whatever, like I go out to eat, you know what I'm saying, together. You know what I'm saying? So my husband can meet you type of friend. You know what I mean? But like when you have a friend and y'all talking on the phone more than you talk to your wife, or y'all chilling together and stuff like that, and then it's the flirtation stuff going on, that is very inappropriate. So therefore, I would say I would have to disagree with having any friendships in a marriage, you know what I'm saying, from the opposite sex, because with the opposite sex, because I've been through this before.
And
In my situation.
we told you were going to change your mind.
And I don't show did. I showed did. Woo! Boy, that was boy. Child, I'm trying to tell. I would tell everybody, don't do it.
I wish y'all could remember that
Don't do it.
conversation because we all told her she was going to change her mind and she was so sad.
I wish somebody could have recorded it. But yeah, I would. How do y'all feel about it? How do y'all feel?
Oh, my husband can't have no friends of the opposite sex unless we've had friends that was our friend.
Right.
And so, like, Anthony and Rochelle, they're cool. Like they can go hang out together. I would not care.
Right.
He'd be sick of me anyway in like 2 minutes. So it depends on the person. Like you have to be cool with them too.
Well, yeah, and there was a friend that he had that like even before we got married, she became my friend, and we talked more than they talked. And it wasn't no like secret conversations or no like everything's public, like no DMs,
Yeah.
like she would come to me through me to ask something before she would go like ask him anything.
That's what you're supposed to do. That's respect right there.
Yeah, so,
Right.
That's respect.
So like I mean
That
that's
is
fine.
respect.
Yeah.
Because see, listen, now that's respect.
So,
Yeah.
How
So
you feel about it, Miranda?
so what if your husband his job and they're asking um they have to text because they want something done because like my husband works on cars, and so if a woman were to come to him and say like can you do this, can you change my transmission or something like that, and conversations going on, and then she might be like, well, thank you, and, like, so that
But they're not friends.
huh
But they're not friends. That's just business.
but it seems like it can, like, anytime she, well, what if, okay, say for instance, like, what if it's like, well, hey, how are you doing? That's when it becomes wrong. It needs to always be about business. Why y'all
I'm
so
confused because I'm trying to get what you're saying, because you're saying that it's about her changing. He was changing her transmission, so he fixing her car.
Yeah. So, but what if one day she or he was like, "Hey, how you doing? Just wanted to know, like, how is the car good? Everything's good with you?"
I mean, that's still about
If,
business,
if,
right?
if your husband was texting her and asking how the car goes, that's still business.
Or she texts him and say, "I just wanted to let you know, like everything's fine. My car is good. Thank you for what you did 3 months ago." And and then she does it again. Just wanted to let you know, um, everything's good. I want to really thank you for all you've done. That was really sweet and nice of you, and I appreciate it.
Like,
Okay,
if he was
so
responding anything but thank you, then I mean, it's not like I don't know, cause like I don't really know. Like, if she's always talking about the car and he's just saying thank you, like I don't know if I
You don't
would.
feel like that would be trying to draw it,
I don't know.
no?
Like, I mean, I would have to
It
know. Like,
might be how you feel. I mean, if you feel
yeah,
some
like if
way,
yeah,
then
like if as a wife you feel some type of way about it, I would address
yeah.
it.
being that it was 3 months ago, you ain't gotta be texting talking about something. My car good. Okay.
I know. Was
If
it a
you don't need that
warranty?
thing fixed again, gone. We don't need no more texts over here. And unless you need your tire changed or something like that, you do not need to be texting talking about some thank you for something happened 3 months ago. And if I felt that way, I'm gonna address my husband about it. And it's
Right.
gonna need to be corrected with my husband. He can tell that lady, okay, now what I'm saying. Now you texting me all this. I know it's nothing that you're really texting, but I got a wife and that can become very disrespectful. He can address that.
Appreciate all this going on.
Huh?
Like he could say, like my wife might not appreciate, any other text. It's been 3 months, and I'm glad that everything's good. He would have to let. Yeah. I just threw that out there. That's not something that I just put that in the. Yeah, that's just something that came up with.
Yeah, well, yeah. So that would be something
Yeah.
that a husband would have to address that person.
Right. Because I mean, it's
But
different
other than
in
that,
every
in the beginning, it
relationship.
sounded like a business to me, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, and every relationship has their, line. So if you feel some type of way, or if a wife feels some type of way about whatever, then it's something
It's
she
the
need to,
reason that he's feeling that way or he's feeling that way.
well, she need to address it if she feels some type of way.
Yeah.
Like like even if it was a situation like, why are women texting your personal phone? You need to get a business phone or a business line or something like. But yeah,
Okay.
I think it's up to the
Even though
the
it can happen
couple.
on a business phone too.
Yeah.
Men be having two phones. You know what I mean?
I mean,
So
yeah.
yeah.
I was just saying, like, if somebody just had a problem, a wife just had a problem with even business correspondence on the personal phone, or somebody having their personal number for business. Even if it was that, like, if they had a problem with it, you need like address it, because that's the line that in your marriage that they're crossing.
Right.
And that could always lead to something else suspicious. You know what I'm saying? Like, that some people can do that to start a conversation.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because they want to flirt. So that's how you start a conversation. Well, I really do appreciate you fixed my car 3 months ago. It's still holding up good. How you been doing? Oh, I'm
Right.
good. How about you?
Yeah.
Well, I've been thinking
Yeah.
about you a lot. Da 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 da.
Right.
Blah blah blah. That's how it gets. That's how it starts sometimes.
Right.
That is, I'm telling you, that's how they be pushing you in them inboxes and stuff too. They
Right.
be pushing it like I'm serious. That's how it works.
Say for instance, if your relationship with your wife wasn't so great right then, or the husband wasn't so great right then, because it can be husband or wife, and they start asking like, "How you doing?" Well, I'm kind of
Well,
a little sad right now.
that's also something that the husband has to, like, if they shaky, if you feel like they shaky when the marriage is shaky, then that's another issue.
Yeah. I mean, That's how the adultery starts. It all just starts from there.
That flesh, that flesh.
It
It's
starts
the
in your
flesh.
adultery starts in your heart. I feel like.
Oh, let me read y'all what it says about it. In Proverbs 6, it says, verse 32, it says, but a man who commits adultery has no sense. Whoever does so destroys himself.
And that's facts.
No sense. And I feel like somewhere else in Proverbs it talks about like basically like he's basically in contention with the Lord. So adultery is a heart condition, and it is like it's almost like a rebellion against what is right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, if
Yeah,
you go ahead.
go ahead, Nita.
I was just
Go
gonna
ahead.
say if you even, and I think that's basically what that scripture was talking about when Jesus was saying like, if you look at a woman with lust, because if you don't let like, if your heart was in the right condition, then like that wouldn't even like sway you.
Right.
Like you can appreciate somebody's beauty without looking at them with lust.
Right.
And so that's what you already one step. You looking at them, you already headed toward that way. But if your heart is conditioned right, then you wouldn't even be like paying it no attention.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be
That's
easy for
true.
you to say no, or it would be easy for you to check a text message that was going a little bit too far, or a DM like if you're looking at DMs and entertaining DMs, that's something wrong. That's something wrong with you in your heart.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't have anything to do with your mate. It has
It
to do with
doesn't
you.
at all.
So how do you feel, Rochelle, about friendships in a marriage with other people?
I don't necessarily think you should have a whole bunch of like my man ain't gonna be having a whole bunch of female friends. But like Anita, I feel like if she's friends with us and I feel comfortable with them and they make sure like most people I know that are married, like guys that I talk to, I always ask about the wife. I say, tell your wife this, and other. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That part.
it ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I always make sure that the wife knows my intentions.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to just be talking to him like, it's just us. It's just us. I don't know about her.
Right.
That's no.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, a lot of women aren't like that. So he wouldn't be having a lot of female friends.
Mm-hmm. Period. Huh?
Right.
That's right. Did you answer that question, Miranda? How you feel about it?
No, I kind of threw pretty much a question out there without answering. But I prefer not, but I feel like there's I don't know if I should use the word wrong of me. I prefer that my husband don't have, you know, female friends, but I it might be selfish a little bit because
Why? Why
um
would it be selfish? He definitely can't have no
because
new friends. Like what?
jealousy, or I don't know if it's like a little jealous because I'm like I want them all to myself, you know. I don't want.
That
Hold
ain't.
on.
Oh.
Because I think people, okay, First of all, jealousy, there's different types of jealousy, but I think in a relationship, when you are married and committed, it's like God said, I'm a jealous God, right?
Yeah.
So his children, they belong to him. When they start going astray, he's mad, right? So
Right.
I have a right to be mad. I will not make any excuses for that. And I'm not, because I'm not a jealous hearted person, but
Right.
you can make me jealous by giving what belongs to me to somebody else.
Right.
What belongs to me belongs to me.
Right.
Yeah.
Once you start trying to ration it out to other people, you're going to see a different me.
Right.
Girl, up.
I'm like,
I
God,
tell you.
this is how Carrington said, I'm a jealous Carrington. I'm a jealous Rochelle if you messing with my man.
You. I
Yes.
mean, at the
Period.
end of the day,
And
it's your man.
it just is what it is.
It ain't no me saying, I don't want to be mean and say, oh, I don't think you should have no friend, girls. Are you crazy? You ain't gonna have none.
I mean, but like for what?
Period.
For what anyway? Like why?
That's what I'm saying. What do you need? You should have got married if you want a friend, girls.
Yeah. Right. Because what you confiding in them? Like
Exactly. So why would you say that? Why would you say that? Like you wouldn't want to be like that person.
Because that's what I mean. I wouldn't want to feel like, okay, like I'm being jealous because
Or controlling.
or controlling.
But
You
you
supposed
supposed
to
to
feel
control
like
the source.
I mean, but I hear what y'all are saying. So what y'all saying, I
If it's mine, I'm in control. I don't care. If I give you the right to have control over me, I have the right to have control over you too.
You better say that.
Period. Just period.
I mean, that's what the Bible's saying.
Yeah,
right.
and it's okay.
But okay, what is your definition of friend, Miranda?
A friend is somebody you not just talk to. You know, you might not like so much you speak to and say, hey, bye, but it's a little more, you know.
Okay.
Like you might text them and be like, what's up? How you doing? You good? The family good? Okay, I was just, checking to see, just saying what's up. You might do that every year, more than a year. I would say more than a year. But like us. Tonja, now I'm a little more close with Tonja, but yeah, like
you would what you would hold on. So the relationship you and Tonja got, you would want your husband to have with another woman, or you wouldn't mind if.
You better not say yeah, because I'm gonna throw this mic at you.
say when it said the relationship that me and Tonja have, would I want my husband to have that relationship
with another woman? Yeah.
Oh.
So
But
if
you
that's
want
your
him to have a relationship like you have with me and Anita?
No, I mean we talk. No, we don't want them. No, I wouldn't.
Okay.
Yeah, just making
okay.
sure, because if that's your definition of friend, then why would you feel like you wouldn't want to step in on that?
No, I was just saying like I wouldn't want to seem like I was being jealous. I didn't say I was okay or yeah, I really was unsure. Just leave it at that.
So you're unsure about it. If you
Not too sure. Yeah.
Like,
I'm gonna need you to
have
be
you ever read about Sarah and what's her name, Hagar?
Hagar, oh Lord.
No, but I'm saying 2 women with 1 man, it don't work. It don't matter how you slice it.
Right.
It just don't work.
Right.
Not between the women.
And I wouldn't want that at all. So I hope it don't sound like I'm saying like I would be fine with my husband being. Is that what y'all get? Like I would.
I'm just confused because you're saying you don't want to be feel like you don't want to seem like you're jealous, so you wouldn't,
Or controlling.
or
Yeah,
controlling, so you wouldn't like,
it's
you want
like
to
you
say that
saying
he
you
couldn't
don't,
have
you don't.
Because
friends.
I wouldn't want to be, because I don't want to be that person. I don't want my husband to put me in that you know.
That category.
When I have to go there. So
So
that's
what? I mean, and I'm sorry. I'm not getting in your house, but I'm just
Yeah.
saying, like, that's part of being a wife. That's just part of it.
what addressing it.
Yeah, no, like, no, I don't believe if you're really invested in your relationship, you're gonna have certain emotions, and you have them for a reason.
Yeah.
You ain't pull them out the sky. But this is the thing about me. I know I'm not a jealous-hearted person. So
Right.
if I start feeling the way, it's for a reason.
Right.
And I don't care what you say. You could be like, oh, you acting, yep, and what you gonna do about it? Because it's time to do something about it.
So I got you. So
If you don't, I will.
so
Period.
if I be jealous, or like I'm being selfish or whatnot, then with that individual that he's talking to or whatnot, it needs to be addressed.
Let me ask you this. What is selfish about you protecting your environment? What's
being seen, like, oh my God.
I just want to know because I'm really trying to understand. I got to bring it down a little bit.
I know,
However,
you're passionate about this situation.
I'm like, no. But
Because it really is an important situation. It is a
It
serious
is.
situation because it can lead to things like divorce, like adultery. You know what I mean? So it's very serious. It's a serious, topic, conversation piece. So yeah. So Miranda, you're just saying that you don't want to be that wife that controls their husband. You don't want your husband to look at you in that way, like, oh, she controlling, or I can't, just be comfortable with her because, I can't talk to this girl. Just she's my friend. You don't want him to feel like that. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I don't want him to, like I said, I wouldn't want him to have any type of friends to where they conversate and they conversate often, or it makes me feel that way when that relationship between him and the individual makes me feel jealous, or makes me feel like I'm being, just say jealous, because I don't like the selfish thing, but makes me feel like I'm being jealous or whatnot, then that's a relationship that needs to be, it needs to stop, or it's a reason why I'm feeling that way.
So okay, so the question is, the question was, do you mind if your husband have friend girls? And your answer is no. Don't mind.
No, I don't prefer that he does. If it makes me feel, see, I
It's
guess
a yes or a no. Either you mind or you don't mind.
It sounds like I'm okay with it as long as it's not making me feel jealous, or
So you don't mind. Pretty much. As long as it's good and it's not nothing that is extra, then you don't mind him having friend girls.
no, I mind.
okay.
I mind.
Did we force you into that?
Oh God. What you say,
I said,
Anita?
is that a true answer, or did we just force you into saying that?
Exactly. Nobody wants to, because at first you was confused.
I don't feel like y'all forced me into it, no, but I'm glad that y'all gave me your take on it. I'm very glad y'all gave me your take on it.
But giving us our take on it makes you change your mind how you really feel. Answer
Right.
now, because in me and my household, if we do, it's going to cause confusion.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to lead to fussing, argument, toxicity, whatever you want to call it, how you say it, y'all. That, and then adultery. Child, and then we might get to fighting and all that. So we're just gonna eliminate the problem before it starts.
Right, ain't no
And
opposite.
sometimes you gotta go through that. Sometimes you gotta go through that to learn. You know what I mean? To learn that that's what you need in your. Y'all might start off saying, "Oh, we good, we can have friends or whatever." You know what I'm saying? It might start off like that, but then you figure out, "Oh, that ain't no friend."
Yeah, I knew
You know
that
what I
since
mean?
I was a teenager. It wasn't happening.
I'm done. Not since you was. I need to say, "Oh no, baby,"
No
because I
friends.
knew it when I was teen.
We not going there.
That's funny. But so yeah, like I said, if that's what y'all agree on y'all household, by all means, and if it works, that's great. Everybody's not the same.
But David knows that I don't prefer him. Like, I don't like him talking to. He knows that. So, if I start to feel uncomfortable to where I gotta check your phone, it's the reason why I'm doing all that. And I feel if I start feeling away, then it's something. But oh yeah,
Miranda, do you have male friends? Like, do you want to have male friends though?
the only time that I would even consider it is if I got mad at my husband. I was like, and I would think, and I would be like, no, I'm not doing it. That's wrong, because I would be just trying to make him mad or something. But no, I don't have male friends.
Ooh, you need to pray about that.
I know.
Well, because if you want to do that when you mad, that ain't gonna be your friend. That's not your friend for real. That's just somebody you trying to talk to because you mad at your husband. That's weird. So that wouldn't be a friend. That would be faking it. Just because of the situation.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So how do y'all feel about on us about male friends?
Oh, so we already heard my story. I mean, I wouldn't have no male friends like that. When I was married, I only had just one. I mean, it wasn't really nothing. He lives in Chicago. He done met my ex. We done sat out, had dinner. My ex paid for his food and you know what I mean? Like, really nothing. He's in another state. Talk to him every now and then, but he visited us before and he visited all of us. Me and him and my other old homegirl that he used to talk to that y'all all know. But anyways. So yeah, I mean, that's the only friend that I had. Other than that, nothing. What about you, Rochelle?
Really? I'll be okay with not having no male friends, but I think it's the friend thing. Like, I talk to guys all the time because of work, like singing and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't have a problem with drawing lines. So
Yeah. Yeah, I have people I say like, hey, bye to. I don't, but it's like on Facebook, they Facebook friends. We don't DM or nothing. And he has like family, like old family friends, but like I don't really talk to them outside of family gatherings, even though they're not really my family. But they were like just
Yeah.
everybody in the family's family. I mean, friends.
Yeah.
So it's not really like I don't talk to anybody outside my husband. That's a male.
Yeah. And then when you used to have like friends of the family, you know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah.
think that's kind of different.
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah, that's kind of
Cause
different.
I mean, my husband knows like he's friends with them too. Like he's family with them too. Like
Yeah, that's just totally different.
yeah.
What about like if you had a friend, a guy that you consider a friend, and then he texts you and says, like, I always love you. So how, like y'all used to. Oh, but let me say this first. So y'all used to be more than friends. So y'all
Then
See,
that's a heck
that's
to
a
the no.
red
That's
flag.
already a no.
Yeah, that's
And you
the.
didn't start off by saying that first, but no.
So if you've ever been sexual or lust for them or anything like that, no, they cannot be a friend. Is that what y'all saying?
No, that's not gonna work.
Would you be okay with your husband being like that with somebody? Okay, then I think that's your answer.
Yeah, definitely.
I was just saying because that person, I did have somebody text me and or what do you call it, DM me, and I just didn't respond. That
That's
was
a
just my
block.
response.
You need to block that person.
They
Did
never.
you tell your husband?
I'm sure he's seen it. Well, I didn't say look. I think he did because this wasn't anything recent. This been years. So
Yeah, but I mean, you didn't tell him you weren't like, look at this, like that.
like exactly. But I'm pretty sure. I just thought about it because I had mentioned to my mom. I was like, you remember this person? Because I was going through my messages and I saw the message was still there, and I asked my mom if she remembered them because, like I said, it's a lot I forgot because these, but and so I asked her about that. So that's why I thought about that. Just what would y'all like respond at all?
Block.
But like I said, I didn't respond. Okay, Nita said she
It's
was
an
blocked.
immediate block. Because that's
No, because
disrespectful.
when I was married, if anyone jumped into any of our inboxes, we look at this. Like, you know
Me
what I mean?
too.
Like,
I would
we'll
definitely
show each
it.
other.
I would too.
We'll show each other who it was, what it said. Like, we gonna show. Look at this. Like, you know what I mean? And that ain't happening. I mean, even now, yeah, no, it's a no.
I would probably do that now, but when I was married, I probably didn't say anything because I didn't want to experience a hurricane.
Oh yeah, that too. It does depend on what it is. Because I know my husband's temperature. And yeah,
So
he
I
can.
just tried to handle stuff myself and just like either just like you said, I might not entertain it, I might not say anything. I just go on my way or whatever. But yeah.
I get that too.
Yeah.
You don't want to experience no hurricane, child.
Hurricane, tornado, tsunami, whatever.
Girl, don't want none of that. Don't want none of them tropical storms.
You don't want no jail time.
Okay.
Don't want to be
Oh,
visiting
don't want
nobody
that
in jail. So yeah, I would do that if it was a way that if I felt like my husband would try to find the person, or if it was like that bad, he would be like, "Where you at?" and try to do something and endanger himself.
Yeah. At the end of the day, now that I think about it, some of those things aren't good. Like, even if they did see it and they seen the text messages and stuff like that, and then what if they ever seen them? Oh my gosh. It's like, why did I ever even show them? But yeah. So that's a bad idea. What was you going to say, Miranda?
I'll think about it. Go ahead. I'll think about it in a second.
No, I'm saying, but you think it's okay?
Oh no, like I said,
no.
I just didn't respond at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I thought to myself, well, they might have been a little like, darn, she ain't say nothing. And then again, they probably was like, okay, yeah, she married, so that's she doing it right. It could have been a test to see if I.
They tried it, didn't they? They tried it.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do y'all feel comfortable? Like, what do you feel about if when you are married and your husband gets a DM or you know what I mean, like, or from somebody? Do you feel like he should tell you that, or you feel like he should just keep it to himself?
He better tell me. Well, depending on what it is. If it's like about
Rochelle,
business,
you shaking your head, yes.
You need to
Even
tell
though
me.
you wouldn't tell him.
Yep.
because the tempers are different.
But their
See,
temperature
I
could be
probably
different.
get I probably get more mad if I find out you didn't tell me.
But you didn't tell him though.
Right, because he gonna get more mad when I do tell him.
Huh. But don't you think it should be equal? Y'all both tell each other?
It's that wisdom. It's that womanly wisdom.
I think that I should tell him, and maybe, I probably did tell him some things, but not all things.
Nothing that will
What do you feel about that?
set them off.
Huh?
What?
Give them enough information just to be like, this happened, but I don't want you to be acting extra and things. So I'm gonna leave that part out.
Yeah.
Okay, Miranda, what you feel about it? Would you want Pig to tell you or not tell you?
If he didn't, I would feel like, well, why didn't you tell me about it? You know?
Right.
Yeah. So, it just depends. Like Rochelle said, it might be something that he could deal with himself. If he told me, the reason why I did it was because I dealt with it myself. If he was able to tell me that, then okay. But yeah.
Anita, yours is a no.
A no for what? No, he better
He
tell
would have
me.
to tell you.
Yeah. He better tell me. Like, especially if it was something crazy. Like, if it's just business, like, I don't expect him to tell me every business inquiry or whatever. He gets.
No, we're talking
But,
about
like,
somebody jumping up. Yeah.
if you jumping in a DM to like test the waters, I'm gonna need to see that.
Oh, Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. It's so funny.
But
But see, a lot of women don't feel like that their man would tell the wife. So they feel comfortable jumping in that inbox because they're going to be like, oh, he ain't going to tell her. Like, it was me. Or, you know what I mean? Like, they feel like that. They just don't know, do they? They just don't know. It's funny. What was you going to say, Miranda?
so, like, if we were the ones, if we committed adultery, or
I don't got that heart,
we know,
so I can't answer. I'm just kidding. Go
Huh?
ahead.
so if we did, or if our husband, the husband did, our ex-husband, our husband currently, if they did, so tell the people that are listening, how should they, if they feel like God's saying that they need to stay with an individual, what needs to be done exactly for it to be a godly marriage?
If they commit adultery,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I could forgive that. Honestly, like I don't know if that is one of my because it's a trust thing. So I don't know how I could like forgive that person if they committed adultery. Now, if they did it and they were truly repentant for it and told me before I found out, then it's a possibility. We could work on that.
Right.
Like if it was just I did this, I made a mistake. You tell me like immediately before I gotta find out another way. Then I mean it's possible. It's possible we can work that out. We might have to. It would take a lot of counseling, and then it's a possibility. But that's kind of like the only lifeline. Like if I find out another way, then like I can never trust you again. Period. No matter how many
Rochelle?
sorries you say.
I totally agree. If I find out, that's it.
Even if that person, but okay, Nita said if it was like sincere
Like if it's sincere, you would tell me first. like immediately.
Exactly.
It wouldn't be no room for me to
Not
find out from somebody else. Huh?
because that
Say
person
what?
could have got to you. That person could have got to you before. Well, I see what you're saying. Uh-oh.
If you really are, like, if you really mess, if you feel, you will feel convicted instantly. If I gotta find out, if I find out, you're, first of all, you probably only apologizing
Because you got
because of the
caught.
consequences. Because you'll do it again. Like,
Right.
I totally believe
Because I
that.
would never be able to say, "Oh, you're sorry because you're sorry," when I just
You're just
found out
sorry
and
that you got
confronting
caught.
you, and you're like, "Oh, I'm sorry." Why are you sorry now?
Yep.
Mm.
That would always be a question, and like I just couldn't get over that. That's why I
I just
feel
don't
like I
know.
couldn't get over that.
The mate would have to come to you first. Like you could find out through someone else, and that person still be sincerely repentant
But
or
how would you
sorry.
know that? Because you only saying sorry now because you got caught. Because why didn't you say sorry before if you were sorry?
Because they might not have been sorry then.
So you sorry now because you got caught.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, what if that
What?
person? No, they
But
didn't
it's
stop.
not sincere.
That's
It's
not
not
sorry.
sincere.
You can't say it's not sincere just because they might have turned. It could have been years from now. It could be years. Then somebody was married and they got a divorce, but then their ex-husband came to them and said, I had, I'm sorry for what I did. These this happens years later, like three or four
After you're
years.
divorced.
Yeah.
But then what's ooh,
Yeah.
What's the point?
But they feel like
I mean, you can make
you feel like
amends, like okay, but I mean, it's nothing to really forgive. We're divorced now.
no, but you see, God had told you in the beginning that y'all would be together. Like this is your husband, or um, are told both you and the husband and the wife that y'all are one. But they slept around. They committed adultery. But at the time when they were in that state and doing that, they they weren't. It wasn't a sincere repentance. They were still in it.
I'm
But
confused.
later, 3 years, 4 years later, they spent time in those years. They spent time with God, and they came back and it was like, you know what? I am. I don't know why I did. I know it happened because I was in the flesh, but I see that I was wrong, and I know that this relationship was supposed to be, and so, um, however this is just Miranda saying the way that they would do it, but that they're sincere. And he knows that he's for real. 3 years later, are y'all saying that you still wouldn't be able to go back into? They're saying they want to be like I want us to be together. Are y'all saying like, nah, I can't forgive you? This just can't work.
Forgive you, but I don't know if I'm like, why would I want to be with you?
Are you saying like the feelings or you don't feel the same? You wouldn't feel the same way anymore?
Miranda,
Okay,
let's
but
think about what you're saying. Like, why would, after 3 years after you went and slept with a whole bunch of people, first of all, that's nasty. I'm not going to want to be with you anyway.
Right. Because who you sleeping with between them in them 3 years?
I know, like, after we were married, now you go sleep around and you go, I was really,
Yeah, I done
I
sold my
really
oats now.
apologized. The
No,
Lord
I
wanted us to be
apologize.
together. Like, now you got an epiphany. The Lord wanted us to be together.
After all these other
Well,
women.
yeah, I don't know if you meant to ask me that.
okay.
Look,
All right,
not,
that's all I was thinking.
Because he said the Lord wanted us to be together.
No, but you felt that same way because that's why y'all got married, because y'all knew that y'all were supposed to be one. Like it's just y'all. That's why you married, right? That's why you got married in the beginning.
Yeah, in the beginning.
Okay, in the beginning you did. But you sinned, and then
In the beginning, Adam sinned and then sin, and then everybody thereafter was born into sin, and then Jesus came.
look,
Meaning,
so
then I'm waiting for Jesus, cause Adam ain't got it.
that's not a the example I was going to use wouldn't be relationship adultery as far as relationship. But remember how last week we talked about Nineveh or Jonah, and um, he didn't want God to forgive them because he knew that they had did wrong. But
You
God,
talking about forgiveness versus me wanting to be with somebody. That's two different things. I can forgive you all day long. That does not mean I want to be with you. I do not want to sleep with you in my house.
you cannot be with that person anymore. You can't be one with that person anymore. It's what y'all like. No way, no how could you
Well,
start a relationship.
I wouldn't say. I think it's up to the person. Like, I wouldn't say
It's up to the
that I
person.
would. I couldn't forgive and be with that person at some point. I wouldn't say that. But like, um, I guess it would depend. Like you saying if they came back and was like, I'm changed or whatever, blah blah blah, and I don't know, cause the way my trust is set up, I don't know.
Okay, Tonja, you're quiet. What do you think, hon?
Well, I was letting y'all have y'all conversation, but anyways, what I think is it all depends on the individual and all depends on the love that you have for that person. So, I mean, I feel like if I don't know, it just depends on the person.
Like say, okay, well you said it depends on the person. So yeah, they could go back, or no, they couldn't. Like yes, you would. Or it's a possibility you would, or it's just no. Yes
Is
or
it
no?
a possibility that I would go back to a person that cheated on me after we got divorced?
Yeah.
That's what you're saying.
Or
or what?
I think my question was more so like when they committed adultery.
So you're saying they cheated on you when you were married, you got divorced, and then later they came back and was like, "I'm sorry,"
Yeah.
and they want to get back together. That's what you're saying.
On my question.
That's like a different. That's like a sticky. That's like a weird situation.
I think
you know what I mean? Like with me, I can say for myself going through like a divorce. You know what I'm saying? It's a totally different situation though.
I mean, there's a lot of factors.
There are a lot of factors to consider.
Yeah, but like in my situation, it wasn't no adultery going on. Like, so I can't say that. I don't know.
Didn't we say like once you're married, you're always married? So is that not adultery? Now?
That if you sleep with somebody outside the marriage, you're saying?
When you get divorced?
Yeah, y'all, because it's a covenant. So y'all sleeping around, and you still married to that person. So no.
For me, I don't feel like the Bible is super clear about everything, like after divorce and remarriage. So I don't know. I don't know if I would consider. I don't know if like, especially if because it says except for infidelity, so that covenant is broken after infidelity. Okay. So concerning infidelity, then like you don't have any ties.
Okay.
I think it would matter. It would matter like if you had kids, if you know what I mean. If you had children together, did this happen before the kids grew up? You know what I'm saying? Were you a good person to your kids in the midst of, or
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Or did you just leave and just
Yeah. And plus,
went wild?
a lot of times once you do like break up and like those a lot of those feelings like they don't come back. Like once you get over somebody, especially if they did something to you, like those a lot of times
Three
sometimes they do.
years is a long. 3 or 4 years is a
Right.
long time to be without each other. You know what I mean? Like if y'all were separated or divorced for 3 to 4 years,
That is a
a
long
lot of
time.
that love is probably lost. You know what
Right.
I
Or
mean? Like
say if it's a year or if it's months, I just use that.
But I'm saying like if the way you said it basically is like they committed adultery, you got divorced, but they still kept like sleeping around. It's not like they were getting themselves together. You know what I'm saying? And then they just said, "Okay, I'm done with that."
Right.
Like, no.
No,
Right.
they have been spending. That's what I was saying. Like they were spending time with God. That's why I used that length of time. But it may not have taken that person that long to.
you ain't say that was spending time with God now.
Yeah, you
I,
didn't.
I no, I did, but it might have been later. I said that they built a relationship. Oh, if I didn't, I'm sorry. I just thought it and didn't say it. But they built a relationship with God, and they were talking to God, and so that's like, okay, I know this is wrong, and so I feel this way. And they came to you and told you, look, I've been spending time with God, and I feel like it's wrong, and I think it's time that we start this relationship, continue this relationship that God has called us to have, and you so is your take on it just like, I forgave you, but nah, I'm good.
I
You
mean,
know,
I think it does depend on their actions, not just what they're saying.
Right.
Because a lot
That
of people
too.
say they hear from God and God told them this and all that.
Yeah,
And
it's a lot of factors. So I would never say that I would never just give it a hard no, because it is a lot of
yeah.
factors that go into it,
And I
whether it's a
yeah, I
yes
think
or no.
like you said, it just depends on the individual because yeah, you know what it's the heart. So yeah.
Yeah.
I feel
There's
like
no yeah.
until you're in that situation, that's like a hard question. Unless you were in that situation.
but I think that's with anything, especially
Yeah.
where marriage is concerned.
Right.
Like even us talking about if like most people, most people I know, especially the women, what's the deal breaker? They all say adultery,
Mm,
but people have gone through it and they're like they work through it. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Some people work through it. Some people they can't shake it. So I think all that plays a role. But somebody that just all of a sudden decides they want to sleep with a whole bunch of people
Yeah.
and come back.
Yeah.
But is that
'Cause
not how you don't have to feel like that's how God like we commit sin and then we it's not like one sin, it could be adultery, it could be more sins.
We ain't God though.
Uh huh? We're not God. Is that what you said? We're not
Yes,
God.
we're human.
yeah, but you keep you're I I think you talking about forgiving somebody
Yeah.
versus wanting to spend the rest of your life with somebody. That's two different things.
Mm. I think I'm trying to connect the two, like a relationship. I like we should view the way God forgave us. Yeah, I'm just looking at it like that. The way God forgave us, we should be able to forgive.
However,
And
if yes, God forgives us, right? And so if the husband is supposed to love the wife like God loves the church, right? We never have to forgive God. Like God would never like be unfaithful to us.
Mhm.
So like that's something that we wouldn't even have to think about doing. So if the husband's job is to love us like God loves the church and his people, then he would never do that in the first place.
And that goes back to the statement that I made before when I said if I wouldn't be a believer if God didn't show me love first.
Mhm.
I wouldn't just believe just because people said it. I had to have some proof.
Yeah.
And that's why it
I
all goes
think we're
back to. Oh, go ahead.
It just
no,
sounds
Oh,
like
I was just gonna say, I think that we're created that way. I feel
right.
like women are created to receive love, and love is faithful and it's unconditional. And if it's not that, I think a lot of women accept it, but I think deep down, a lot of us we're not honest with, like, you're really not satisfied.
Right.
You tell yourself you are, but you're really not.
Satisfied by what? Like,
Satisfied with, um, glimpses of love from a man. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, that's not just for me, that's not satisfying for, like, okay, you're not faithful. You know what I mean? You're not faithful. You don't do what you say. You don't, but I'm still supposed to, like, love you like that. And
right.
God is faithful and he's unconditional. So he don't get mad. Like, I do crazy stuff, but he don't get mad at me and be like, okay, now I'm not talking to you. Like, you get what I'm
Right.
saying? So I think that women are really truly wired that way. I think that society, just like you, Miranda, talking about, well, I don't want to be like that or be like those women, or people that get jealous. Like, it's going to happen. It's natural. Like, that's how we're created.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
because
so yeah, go ahead. I'm
I
sorry.
was just
I'm
gonna
gonna use
say
the
like
bathroom, y'all, because I can't hold it. But go ahead.
whenever we do feel that love, that is just natural to give that respect to your husband.
Right.
Like it's like women. That's why I said yeah, women are wired that way. Like it's a natural response for us. Like when we're feeling that, like it's like an automatic thing. Like we show you that reverence, and that goes back to that submission thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you're being loved right, you ain't gonna have no problem listening.
And even if you don't understand something, you got it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
What are you about to say?
So, huh?
Yeah.
Wait, what you say, Tonja? I'm calling you Tonja. What you say, Miranda?
No, I was just saying like, and I guess my whole take or what I was trying to say was like a man, like them putting on, like having the old man during the marriage, having the old man, but now the new man's been put on. So putting away those, you can see that the old man they're operating in love, they're operating in what is it? Um like you they want to walk in unity. You can see their light shining, the wisdom, that they're not sinning. You see that that's them now, so they put the new man on. So that's what I was, that was my whole thing. If you could That's why I was. That's the question, because I kind of seemed like, I think the question that I didn't ask it right, and so maybe y'all were a little confused. Or do you feel like y'all understood what I was asking?
I don't know if you were complete, but I mean I understood what you were asking, but I don't know if you like were complete. Cause
Yeah.
like you're saying, like if they are doing the work and then come back,
Now, because they knew the
and
old man has been, they're not operating in that old man at
yeah,
all. They put that old man away,
and I
and
still think
now
it
it's,
feels like I think it depends on that person, like because once that covenant is broken, yeah, you can do the work, but it's
do you think God's gonna look at us like that? And y'all are saying like we're different, we're humans, but we're supposed to be like God, like like Jesus. Not so much God, but Jesus.
Like, what do you mean?
We're supposed to love like He
well,
loves.
we can love you, we can forgive you, but that doesn't mean we have to keep that covenant with you again after you broke it or go back to that, like because that's because ultimately God is the only covenant that's forever. Like Jesus said, there's no husband and wife in heaven. So, huh?
I said, like you said, once it's been broken,
So yeah, I think that's a decision that you both will have to make. But like, yeah, so like the only real true covenant that matters after like forever is the covenant we have with God, because there is going to be no husband and wife in heaven. So here on earth, while we're here walking on earth, like those are decisions we make. And if a man breaks the covenant through infidelity, then like I mean, and even if he changes, that's I think that's up to you if you feel like you can take him back.
all right. Ladies.
So any final thoughts? Do we have any final thoughts on this?
I just want to know, Miranda, why do you? I feel like you feel like that's so awful.
No, no, I understand. I came in thinking like big on mercies and forgiveness and love. Okay?
Those are all things you can do outside of a marriage, though.
Huh?
So those are all things
Yeah.
you can do outside of a marriage.
Yeah, and then but with that covenant that God had, you got together because you obviously thought that y'all were supposed to be together. That's why you got married.
That's what you thought,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, but that person, you would need to just like, nah,
No,
I
I'm
ain't.
not saying nah. I'm saying like it's just like once a covenant is broken through infidelity and divorce is on the table, then like you gotta start all over again.
Yeah, and
Like it's like it's
it's not even starting all over again, like where you started when you first met them. It's like you have to dig your way from the,
right.
you know,
Now the whole
like the
trust thing
grave.
starts over. It's a whole
Yeah.
different other thing.
And
And,
it's then that changes even who you are, because then just being around
yeah.
people that you don't trust,
Hmm.
you can't even relax.
Right, and to know you're capable of
So
that, like
yeah,
if it
you done
never happens, you
got
don't know. You
away
can
from this.
trust,
You
like your
done got
trust is free. If it never happened,
yeah.
like, but once that happens, it's always gonna be in the back of your head, no matter how. Like even if you say you've changed, even if you're showing that you changed, it's always gonna like be in the back of your head. You're capable. You've done that. You're capable
Yeah.
of doing that.
If you really, really forgave that person and you're starting fresh and new, if you put it in your mind like, no, I'm not, you feel like it's always going to be there.
Miranda, don't make forgiveness what it's not.
Right.
People can forgive people, but everything is not going to just start off like fresh like it was. You have to, the person that did the damage is going to have to do a lot of work. And if even most people aren't even, I don't even want to say they don't want to do that work, but it's so much depending on how much that other person was damaged that a lot of people after a while they just give up.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Because who wants to live their life walking on eggshells for something they did years ago?
Right.
You can't force somebody to get over something. No matter what you say, you can quote every scripture in the Bible and talk about grace and mercy. You cannot change what's in a person's heart or how damaged they have been by an action that you did.
Yeah.
Period.
Okay.
That's true.
So don't commit adultery.
Period. And that's that on that.
Ladies and gentlemen, and that is a wrap. I would say that was really good, you guys. Y'all can like, share, comment, and subscribe to our channels. You know, please, please like and share. I don't know where it's going to be on the screen, but it's somewhere. Just click the bell notification, okay? All right, so
Miranda,
we're going to end this out with Miranda doing the shout outs. Go ahead, boo.
I want to shout out Nita. Okay, and you are surprised you didn't
I
even know
am.
this was coming. But the shirts, baby.
Oh,
like,
my shirt.
hey, whoop, yes, yes. Okay, tell us a little bit. Like if they want one, what they need to do, boo?
Well, they're not on sale yet.
Okay.
But I do have some socks on that are coming. My website is up, but I'm working on it. So there's
You
nothing
said,
for sale
oh,
yet. But it's coming. Shirts are
okay.
difficult when you're making it yourself.
Okay. It was just I was going to shout out my cousin Sheila Bruce Gaines with her reefs and her the reefs, and you can go visit her website or go to her page, Sheila Bruce. Her name is Sheila Bruce Gaines on Facebook, and just check them out because they're really really nice. But when Nita came on here, honey, I seen that shirt that was so cute, and she told me she did it. Yeah, I had to go there.
Well, thank you.
But yeah, that's it. That's the stuff out.
And I will say the ending prayer. Lord, we thank you for our conversation today. We hope that it touched someone or we answered a question that someone is looking for or bring this YouTube page to the algorithm that is looking for this conversation. And just bless everyone that watches. And thank you for this conversation in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen. See you next time, guys.